Welcome to day 36 of the 75 Hard Challenge YouTube edition. Today I want to talk about cringy books that are actually good palate cleansers. What do you mean by palate cleansers, you ask? When you read a book that has taken a toll in your brain cells, sometimes it's good to read a palate cleanser. You don't expect much of the book is silly, can be cringy on this case, or it's borderline good. Kind of like that. So I've brought 5 recommendations today, and we're gonna do that while I paint my nails. Let's go. Today I'm gonna be boring and paint my nails this color, like this. Yeah, it's a nude. I don't know, I'm feeling a little more basic. I already took care of my nails. I did the cuticles, I filed them, everything is ready. If you're asking why my hair is like this, I just styled it. I just have to wait for it to dry so I can take the curls out. But anyway, it looks a little weird, I know. Bear with me. You're my friends, right? So I shouldn't be insecure. So the first book on this list, while I put some base coat, is The Cheat Sheet. Now, I am kind of a hater of this book, but just because of one factor. The rest of the book is good, but this little detail, irks me. Our main girl, I will not remember her name, okay? She, unfortunately, is a pick-me girl, and she's been best friends with this guy that I will not remember the name again. And he's a famous football player. They secretly have a crush on each other. They've been friends like forever, but they never confront each other about it or tell each other their feelings, so nothing really happens between them. He does, however, gets a lot of girlfriends. Isn't that nice? So, according to our female main character, every girlfriend at one point gets tired of her because she will get in the way of every of his relationships, and he will do nothing about it, of course, because in reality he wants to be with her, but he just won't say anything. 2 grown adults, by the way. So in every relationship, it comes to a point where his girlfriends always say, it's either me or her. And to that, our main character says, they always do that and he always picks me. I am not joking, she says that, okay? And then the book already starts with him breaking up with a girl because of that situation, and it's in front of her to make it matters worse. And she thinks to herself, like, oh, they always do this and he always picks me. And he goes, I pick her. And the girlfriend is like, poor girls, you know? And he tells them to go like, it's a recommendation because it's a silly romance. And my logic here is that if you read something that you're not expecting anything good, it's a good palate cleanser. You don't expect it to be good, you don't expect it to be interesting. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of interesting, but not really, you know? Eventually, people start pushing them together, but it's so weird because both of them always puts themselves down. So she in her head is always thinking, he doesn't like me, oh, he only likes me as a friend, he only likes me as a sister or whatever. And he does the same to himself. He always thinks, I don't want to ruin the friendship, I like her but I don't want to ruin it, and she might not like me back, I don't know. One of those books that one conversation would solve the entire plot. So it's the first one. I'm saying it as the first because it's not my best. It's not the best recommendation we have around here. I wanted to get it out of the way. All right. If my friend hears me saying this, she's gonna kill me, actually kill me. But it's Powerless by Elsie Silver. It's the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. Let me explain. Jasper, that's the main character. He's creepy, okay? They're also friends to lovers, and they've been friends for like years and years and years, but they also don't want to ruin their friendship. He helps her to run away from her own wedding, so that's fun. He helps her with her abusive ex. Nice, right? That's why I don't like friends to lovers, because I feel like, I don't know, if I feel weird about their friendship before starting to date, because I just have the feeling that it was always their plan. They're just friends because they find each other attractive. I really don't know about friends to lovers, but I haven't read a friends to lovers that was actually good, I don't think. Well, I guess hook, line, and sinker was okay, and that was friends to lovers, but they didn't start a friendship because they find each other attractive. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So, he helps her through a lot in her life because her life gets turned upside down when she almost makes the biggest mistake of her life, which is marrying a douchebag. But after that, the book gets kind of good. It's friends to lovers, but at the same time, the only thing that I don't like about this book is that it was in a cowboy romance series, and then out of nowhere, there's Jasper, a hockey player. Someone doesn't belong with the others, you know? The next book is the entire series of Filthy Rich Vampires. I read that at the beginning of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, and I DNF'd the last book. I usually don't do this because, I mean, it's the last book, but it was so much bull crap that I was like, you know what? My time is way too precious for this, so I just won't bother. And I do not regret it. I am fine to never know how that story ends. But it's a shame because I started reading that book as a palate cleanser, as a joke, and I read the first book and I was like, huh, why is that not bad? Don't get me wrong, it was cringy as heck. Seriously, it was like, it's a vampire that's obsessed with the human girl type of trope, and don't get me wrong, I eat that up. But it was a little bit more 50 Shades of Grey type of romance instead of Twilight. Not because of the spicy scenes. No, that's not it. It was just that he was so rich and he was like, yep, you're mine. It's so weird. He gets this obsession with her, which, I mean, I love. But then the plot gets thicker and thicker, not in a good way. Out of nowhere, I mean, is that a spoiler? Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Out of nowhere, the turntables, you know? And I'm like, okay, I think the author was a little lost. She didn't know how to make this a little more interesting, so she pulled this concept out of nowhere. That's how it felt. But the first book is actually good. I liked it, to be honest. Oh my gosh, I have to be careful with this one because I hurt myself while removing my cuticles. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right. The next book is The Upside of Falling, and don't get me wrong, it's a cute book. It's about two high schoolers. It's cute. It's clean, of course. They're teenagers, but it's just so darn cringy. But I think it's in a good way because it's such a silly little romance. I bought the physical version of that book because I didn't know better. I mean, it could have been worse, but at the same time, it could have been better. It's a fake dating trope, which I like, but they just get together so quickly that I feel like it lacks a little development of the characters. And I mean, it's 300 and something pages, so it could have been a little better. Yeah. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. They pretend to date. I think she's a nerd and he's a jock, and for some reason they pretend to be dating and they end up going to a homecoming together, and by then they are sort of in love. I remember that something bad happened and she distanced herself, but then he went right after her to solve it, which I appreciate because I hate miscommunication. So that was cute, but yeah, that might be a good palate cleanser. And I'm not even finished with my nails yet, but I'm already at the last recommendation. So hold on a minute. So I sped up the process a little bit. It's looking like that. It even got a little darker. But yeah, final book that I'm gonna talk about. I'm sorry, but the Twisted series. That whole series is kind of cringy. Very cringy. But a special mention to Twisted Love. There's a time where Alex, the male character, he sings to Ava. Oh, I got uncomfortable just thinking about it. You know what? I gave this book 2.5 stars because of that. It was, everything was so out of nowhere. I don't know. I think that Anna's writing is a little fanfiction-ish. The stories have potential. It's romance, so automatically good. Twisted Love is enemies to lovers, brother's best friend, so I like that trope, but the cringe is out of this world in Twisted Love, especially because it sings for her at the end. And I know it's supposed to be a very rough voice and singing, but I could never. Yeah. No, that's not for me. Okay, my nails are done. They're very nude, but I kind of like the vibes. It's giving businesswoman. Just as a recap, the books I talked about today were The Cheat Sheet, Powerless, Filthy Rich Vampires, The Upside of Falling, and the Twisted series, but especially Twisted Love. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't watched the other days from this challenge, there's a playlist link below ready for you to binge and to get caught up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!